actionfigureresource.com. Yesterday's toys, today's treasures.
The Dukes of Hazzard, a collecting guide for action figure resource. Many thanks to the Mego Museum, which is an indispensable source of Mego history. One of the last lines of action figures that Mego produced, and one of its most popular, was the Dukes of Hazzard, which was a surprising hit, with many retailers reporting a shortage of them during the first year of its release. Initially released in 1981, the 8-inch line consisted of only 4 figures: Luke, Bo, Daisy, and Boss Hogg. But there were several variations of them. Also, there was never a General Lee car toy produced for the 8-inch line, whereas there were several vehicles available for the 3.5-inch line. The figures were all blister-packed with painted artwork from the show. Uncle Jesse and Roscoe were featured but not produced for the 8-inch line. The reverse of the backing cards was the same on all the figures, with no character-specific information. There were 2 variations of the card: the initial card, which was dated 1980 with shorter copyright text, and the second with longer text, dated 1981. Both the Bo and Luke figures were initially released with long-sleeved shirts, but these were later replaced with short-sleeved shirts. Whether the cut costs or to allow more flexibility on the arm joints is not clear. As well as the change in the sleeves, the denim-type material for Bo's jeans was also changed, as was the shirt material. There were also 2 variations of the Daisy figure produced. The first, and far rarer, was released with Daisy wearing a green t-shirt and blue denim-style shorts with white sandals, but this was quickly changed to a blue t-shirt and white shorts, probably to match the Daisy on the packaging. The Daisy figure was also, unlike the others, only produced on the later style female body that had no articulation on the waist, elbows, and knees. The Daisy figure head was also poorly sculpted, bearing little resemblance to the actress Catherine Bach, and with that head a little bit big for the body. At one point, the 2 main actors who played Bo and Luke Duke left the show after a disagreement over merchandising and raced for NASCAR, returning once the dispute was settled. During this period, Mego changed the head sculpts to reflect the change in actors. They were, however, still packed on the Bo and Luke cards. Even the names were left the same. Interestingly enough, small stickers bearing the names Coy and Vance were produced to cover Bo and Luke's names on the packaging for the 3.5-inch figures. Due to the short time these figures were produced, they are extremely hard to find, particularly the 3.5-inch figures, which are virtually non-existent. The 4th and final figure in the 8-inch scale was the Boss Hogg. This is the most common of the Duke's figures and was produced with Hogg wearing his white suit and vest on a pot-bellied type figure that was also used for the Penguin, Mr. Mxyzptlk, and the Wizard from The Wizard of Oz. The head sculpt on this figure was also very accurate and well made. Many think that it was a late addition to the line, with the fact that it was only produced on the 1981 backing card seeming to verify this. The 3.5-inch line. By the late 1970s, most of the toy manufacturers were producing 3-inch action figures as standard to fit in with Star Wars, so Mego decided to release a 3.5-inch line of the Duke's action figures as well as the 8-inch figures, and they proved to be so successful that 2 series were released, totaling 12 figures along with several vehicles and a playset. The 3.5 Coy and Vance figures are again the rarest of these, with the Vance figure produced in smaller quantities than the Coy. The 3.5 line was also a bit of a mix and match of body types with no real standard, but bits taken from several other Mego lines. After 6 years, 7 seasons, and 147 episodes, the Dukes took their last ride as the show closed out in 1986. Mego had already gone under in 1983. There was a movie made in 2005. It wasn't very good. 32 long years after Mego released the last of their Dukes of Hazzard action figures, Toyco announced they were going to release a retro line. Series 1 was released in March 2014, which included Bo and Luke Duke, Roscoe and Boss Hogg, in both 8-inch and 12-inch versions, packaged in collector-friendly, resealable plastic clamshells. Bo Duke features brown shoes, blue jeans, authentic belt buckle, blue undershirt, and yellow jacket similar to the Mego figure. Luke Duke has brown shoes, blue jeans, authentic belt buckle, and denim jacket. Boss Hogg is wearing a solid white suit along with matching white cowboy hat, and last but not least, Roscoe P. Coltrane features black boots, blue jeans, long-sleeved light blue shirt and tie with police badge and tie clip, black cowboy hat, as well as a utility belt with gun and glasses holder. There were 2 main series released with 4 figures in each, in both 8-inch and 12-inch scale. A third series was also released, but this was an exclusive Entertainment Earth assortment. Unlike the original Mego line, the backing cards for their clamshells on these figures featured some excellent photos of the series, with the reverse of the backing cards featuring photos of all the figures available. There were video games based on this license for the PlayStation 2, and the Game Boy Color. None of them were any good. The Dukes of Hazzard may return, but I doubt we've seen the last of them in toy form.
ActionFigureResource.com. Yesterday's toys, today's treasures.